As you learn how to really walk in pastoral leadership, pastoral ministry, what happens a lot of times is that your heart, in order to do it effectively, has to be compassionate and tender towards people. But oftentimes when our heart becomes tender towards people, we want the best for people, we want to see them succeed, we begin to cross a line, and we care more about what people think than we actually care about them. And that's where this thing called fear of man begins to attack, especially a tender, compassionate heart, that you actually begin to care so much about people that you're afraid to offend them. And one of the things that we have to be, if we're going to care for people, shepherd them, pastor them well, so we have to be able to be assertive in their lives. I love what Paul says in Galatians 1:10. He says, am I trying to please men or God? And so the real question is your pastoral ministry, is it just about people? And a lot of times that turns into wanting to be liked, or is it actually about God? I'm not talking about being a jerk. I'm not saying that, I should be really harsh with people. In fact, I think you should always be kind and tender, but you also have to be direct and assertive at times in order to help people get unstuck, especially when people are causing a mess that is beyond them, that it's affecting maybe people in their family or people in their small group or people in their workplace. You have to be willing to be assertive, because good leaders are willing to make hard decisions that really draw a sharp line and help people get to a place of making a decision. In fact, good assertive leadership actually puts people in the place where they have to make a decision. You can't control other people, but you can put them in a place where it's like, hey, you can either go this direction or that direction. If you don't go this direction, then there's going to be consequences for going that direction. And that's really the way that God treats us. Why? Because love is a choice and has a choice. And or love is a choice and gives a choice. So I have to be willing to give somebody a choice, and then I have to be willing for them to have the opportunity to choose love if they're going to make healthy decisions as a mature person. And so what you can't do is try to keep everybody happy and try to please people, because what you'll find is that it will drive you crazy, and you won't have peace internally, and it'll typically make a mess of the relationships around you. And so a lot of times that fear of man will creep up in you, and that it's really oftentimes a liability for a heart of compassion. And so you have to keep that thing in check and say, okay, am I making these decisions really just to keep everybody happy? Or am I making these decisions and providing this direction and giving people these decisions because I actually care more about them than I care about what they think about me? And as we do that, we actually elevate our leadership, and we lead from a place of love instead of trying to be loved and get our needs met. And so I encourage you, if you struggle with that thing of people pleasing, that you would face it head on, and that you would allow assertive leadership to develop inside of you. It'll make you a better leader, a better pastor as you move forward.